Not all problems come overnight, but elephants can. As people expand and move to areas where they didn't live before for reasons like tourism in places like Maun, increased wildlife interaction is inevitable, especially with large animals like elephants. And with an elephant population of way over 100,000, it's no surprise that people are routinely left not only without food, but sometimes with their loved ones. Farmers are hit the worst in areas because elephants learn that they can get a reliable supply of fresh food, but that means that farmers' safety and meals are constantly threatened and compromised. To combat this, measures like compensation funds are in place, but not everybody can benefit from it, and the payment is often a third of the loss, leaving people wanting to take matters into their own hands. Anybody from a schoolgirl, an old farmer, and even an American conservationist can tell you the same thing. Sometimes it's lighting a fire, and sometimes it's an elephant dead. One way or another, people have to keep the elephants away. We set out on a quest as curious learners to seek data supporting this human-wildlife conflict. We began by learning how to collect animal data, more specifically spore counts, a method where we begin to count animal tracks to eventually calculate animal density, the number of animals we find in a given area. The chosen area that we look at is normally a sample of a bigger area. The sample is called a transect, and it's chosen because it best represents a larger area, often in terms of elements like landscape. Our larger area is a government-owned but leased place, and it is called a concession. In our round of data collection, we spent just over an hour, and we were almost 5 kilometers away from residential area. We came across 13 batches of elephant prints and 35 individual elephants in total. If we wanted to use this to understand the density of the area we looked at, we would divide the total number of elephants, 35, by the length of our transect, 5 kilometers, and times it by 100 to get the number of elephants per 100 kilometers, the standard measurement we use. But if we were to simplify it and scale it down smaller, we would find around 7 elephants per kilometer. Our process of collection was far from perfect for reasons of having a small transect, only collecting data on 2 main occasions, and sometimes not stopping for every single print we saw. However, to have a better grasp, we also looked at other existing data from 2011 to 2018, and the animals per square kilometer increased and decreased evenly each year, from a quarter of elephants per square kilometer in 2011 to 0.44 in 2018. Before we had all this data, I tried to guess or calculate Botswana's elephant density if all 13,000 elephants were spread out evenly. And with the country's area of almost 600,000 kilometers squared, we would have approximately 2 elephants per kilometer in the whole country equally spread out. Because of such a difference in the calculated densities, 7 from mine, 0.44 from 2018, and 2 from the nation's average, and much of the data being from 3 separate but neighboring areas, I took all the numbers and found an average which would give us around 3 elephants per kilometers. You may ask yourself, okay, now what? Well, understanding animal density helped us better understand the reality of what many Botswana face. My data may not be the strongest, but it does help us grasp the density and give us more insight. So many animals as large as elephants encroaching on your year's worth of food is not the kind of thing that's easy to let go. And when you are not supported enough by government compensation, human-wildlife conflict is a fire that won't stop burning. It truly is a real struggle that people all across Botswana struggle with.